Imagine walking into McDonald's just for a Big Mac and fries, and along with them, you get a small sticker that could change your life. $1 million, a luxury car, or an exotic vacation. Sounds like a fairy tale, right? That's exactly how the McDonald's Monopoly Lottery worked, one of the most famous marketing campaigns in the fast food industry. Millions of people in the US and around the world in the 90s collected coupons, dreaming of hitting the jackpot. But there was one problem. The grand prizes weren't going to regular customers at all. For years, the lottery was controlled by one man. It wasn't an accident. It was the biggest corporate scam of the 20th century. And today, I'll tell you the story of the man who scammed McDonald's out of more than $24 million. And it all began in a man's restroom. In the 90s, McDonald's was expanding at breakneck speed. The Monopoly promotion was supposed to be a genius marketing move. Buy food, collect stickers, and you could win a fortune. To ensure fairness, the company hired security specialists from Simon Marketing. One of them was Jerome Jacobson, a former police officer who soon earned the name Uncle Jerry. At first, he was the model of loyalty and discipline. He even checked co-workers' shoes to make sure no one was smuggling out winning tickets. But over time, he became the biggest threat. As the man in charge of security, Jacobson had access to the most valuable stickers, the ones worth millions. The tickets were stored in special briefcases, sealed and guarded by auditors, and Jacobson was watched almost everywhere with one exception: the men's restroom. That's where he broke open the sealed packages, swapped winning tickets for blanks, and resealed them. With this one clever trick, he launched a years-long career as the biggest con artist in fast food history. The promotion turned out to be a massive success. Sales skyrocketed, McDonald's counted profits, and Jacobson set his plan in motion. He couldn't claim the prizes himself, it would raise suspicion, so he built a network of collaborators, family and friends, who redeemed the winnings on his behalf. For example, he sold one butcher a $200,000 ticket in exchange for $45,000 in cash. Business was booming, and his network of accomplices grew. Jacobson even thought ahead to his legal defense. He anonymously sent a $1 million ticket to St. Jude's Children's Hospital in Memphis. The gesture became a media sensation, and Jerry hoped that if he ever got caught, a judge might go easier on him. As time went on, more dangerous people got involved, including the mob. According to investigators, the Colombo crime family claimed several $1 million and even a luxury Dodge Viper from the lottery. Jacobson was gaining not only money, but also influence. The problem was, the more people who knew about the scheme, the harder it became to hide. Every empire eventually falls, and Jacobson's began to collapse from within. One of his enemies turned out to be the mother of Gennaro Colombo, a mobster involved in the scheme. She decided to tip off the FBI that the latest lottery winners looked suspicious. Investigators began connecting the facts. Suddenly, it turned out that most of the winners lived in Georgia and Florida, exactly where Jacobson operated. The slip-up came quickly. William Fisher, one of Jacobson's associates, traveled to New Hampshire to claim a prize, even though he actually lived in Florida. The FBI smelled blood. They staged a sting operation. Posing as a TV crew, they interviewed Michael Hoover, one of the supposed winners. During the interview, Hoover was trembling, stumbling over his words, and clearly lying. In 2001, the FBI launched mass arrests. Jacobson, Hoover, and 7 others were handcuffed. McDonald's initially tried to ask for the investigation to be delayed, but it was too late. Over 12 years, Uncle Jerry had stolen prizes worth $24 million. For each ticket, he pocketed around $50,000. He was sentenced to 37 months in prison and ordered to repay $12.5 million. More than 50 people were implicated in the case. At first glance, it looked like a PR disaster. The world's biggest fast food chain had been humiliated, and its flagship promotion compromised. But fate played into McDonald's hands. Jacobson's trial began on September 10, 2001. The very next day, the world was shaken by the 9/11 attacks. The media instantly stopped covering the McDonald's lottery. The company narrowly avoided a massive PR crisis, simply because the story was overshadowed by America's greatest tragedy of the 21st century. McDonald's quickly cut ties with Simon Marketing and introduced new security measures. Legitimate winners were still allowed to claim their prizes, and the company positioned itself as a victim of fraud, not a perpetrator. As one prosecutor told CNN, the people who bought hamburgers hoping to win only got cholesterol. And while the story was embarrassing, McDonald's didn't give up on the promotion. A few years later, the Monopoly lottery returned, with stricter controls and in more countries, including Europe and Australia. Today, most such promotions run through mobile apps, but they too spark controversy, since they encourage both kids and adults to eat more fast food. In the US, the lottery is still seen as a symbol of shady promotions. HBO even produced a documentary, McMillions, which popularized the story that McDonald's would rather forget. To this day, the internet is full of memes about fry stickers that never won. The story of Uncle Jerry is the best proof that even the biggest, most powerful corporations can fall victim to a single man. For years, McDonald's believed the Monopoly promotion built customer loyalty and massive profits. In reality, it also built a fraud empire worth $24 million. McDonald's had special safes, sealed briefcases, and auditors, and yet all it took was one man and a bathroom. It perfectly shows that even the most complex procedures can fail, if a person fails. And while McDonald's still runs its lotteries today, one question remains. Can we really trust that when we play these big brand promotions, we all have an equal chance of winning?